for us to be married to Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa is our very self. So if we want to be married to Kṛṣṇa, that means we have to become one of the queens of Dwarka. That's not an easy thing. We can't claim to be married to Kṛṣṇa, especially if we're here in the material world, because the very fact of our being here means that we're a rascal. So because we're a rascal, because like you say, we're cheating on Kṛṣṇa. We're coming to this material world, we're trying to enjoy ourselves. We're working, we're doing all kinds of activities so that we can enjoy, so that we can be benefited. Even our so-called spiritual life is actually just for our own benefit. Oh, I want to stop my suffering, or I want to get a better situation in life, better conditions, or whatever. So even our so-called spiritual or religious activities are actually for our own benefit, not for anybody else. But this is called conditioned consciousness. Conditioned consciousness means I take this body and this mind, and then whatever resources I can get from the material world, and then I make some plan with my intelligence to use all this to benefit myself. This is called Maya, illusion, because actually by such a plan we're not benefiting ourselves at all. We're simply creating karma. And karma, of course, leads to more material activities. Even if our karma is of the mode of goodness, still we have to take a material body again to experience the results of our activities. Whether they're in the mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance. It doesn't matter. The fact that we are working for our own personal benefit, and that the intention behind our actions is that I will be better, that means automatically material consciousness. Automatically. Even if we're saying, oh, I want to benefit myself spiritually, I want to advance spiritually. There are 4 areas of self-benefit. And these are called dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Dharma means performing religious activities to get pious results in the future. Artha means economic development, to get material results. Of course, kama means sense enjoyment. And moksha means liberation. Everyone is suffering in this material world, so they try to get some liberation, to get free from that suffering. But all these 4 principles, even though they are supported by Vedic texts, at least part of the Vedas, are actually for our own personal enjoyment. We're using the resources of God for our own benefit. And because of that, we have to accept karma. It's just like if you go down to your neighbor's house and you steal something and you use it for your own benefit. You have to pay some penalty. You're going to get caught, then you're going to be punished, maybe you have to pay restitution, and so on and so forth. So when we steal the property of God and we use it for our own benefit, we have to pay. And that payment is called karma. These are unintended consequences of our actions. Our intention is, I just want to do some work and then enjoy the result. But the unintended part is that, let's say let's say we get some milk from the neighbors, like we did today. And then we cook it up and we drink it. But if we don't offer it to Kṛṣṇa, what happens is we have to take the karma. If anything happens to that cow, or if that cow suffers, or heaven forbid the cow is slaughtered, then we have to take the karma, because we gave the money, we gave our money to the man to buy the milk from the cow, and then so we're taking on a part of the karma of that cow's existence. Why? Because we want to enjoy. Let me drink the nice milk. But if we say, no, I buy this milk from my neighbor, then I come home, boil it up, and offer it to Kṛṣṇa, then it becomes Krishna's prasada, it becomes Krishna's mercy. And there's no karma attached to it. In fact, it even gives us spiritual advancement, because now we have this energy, this milk, in its proper relationship with Kṛṣṇa. Say, this is Krishna's energy. We don't think, oh, this is mine. We think this is Krishna's energy to be used in his service, for his satisfaction, for his benefit. Kṛṣṇa becomes the beneficiary of our getting the milk. And this is called devotional service. Devotional service means that God becomes the beneficiary of our actions. The beneficiary simply means one who gets the benefit. We don't try to keep the benefit for ourselves. We offer the benefit to Kṛṣṇa and let him enjoy it. Then if he wants to share the remnants with us, that's very nice. But we're not attached to that. The reason that we perform our activities is for Kṛṣṇa's benefit. If Kṛṣṇa wants to give us something too, well, that's all right. But that's not our intention. Our intention is to please Kṛṣṇa, to follow Kṛṣṇa's orders, to follow his instructions, his process of devotional service, and to please him by that. And we find that Kṛṣṇa is not jealous. Kṛṣṇa is not a miser. Kṛṣṇa, no problem sharing. He has no problem sharing his resources with us, as long as we use them primarily for his service. Now that's the problem. The whole culture, the whole Western civilization is set up in such a way that we have to give our resources to outsiders. We have to go down to the store and buy things. We have to rent or buy a place to live and give all this money to outsiders. We can't just get a piece of land and build a house on it and be peaceful and be left alone. No, because there's taxes and there's utilities and there's all kinds of expenses that we have to pay out to outsiders, non-devotees. So that makes it very difficult to perform devotional service, because we're always supporting all these non-devotional activities with our money, with our resources. That means we have to use the results of those services we buy exclusively for Kṛṣṇa. Otherwise, there's going to be some karma attached to it. This is a very basic understanding given in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So, it's not that, well, we don't know who we were or where we were before we came to this material world. And there's no way to find out either. And actually, it doesn't even matter. This subject comes up from time to time in devotional discussions. Where was the soul before coming to the material world? And how did he fall into this material world? And basically every time Prabhupada was asked this question, he would give about the same answer, which is basically, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The point is, we're here, so how do we get out? See? How we got here doesn't matter, because if we get into all of that, then we'll start comparing, oh, you fell down from Vaikuntha, but I fell down from Goloka. You know, something. Well, look, it's like there's 2 criminals in jail, you know, and they start comparing. Well, I stole a car. What did you do? Oh, I robbed a bank. What did you do? Oh, I killed 3 people. You know, and the one who's the baddest, you know, then you know, he gets everybody's snacks or something. So You know, that's how people in jail behave, criminals. So I guess, you know, we still have this criminal mentality. You know, oh yeah, how did you get to the material world? You know, what did you do? What did you do that was so bad you got thrown into the material world? Well, it doesn't matter. The point is, we're here, we have to get out. And that process is given, of course, in the Vedic scriptures. So the point is, we have to perform the process. And to do that, we need a spiritual master. Kṛṣṇa says, if you want to know the truth, you have to approach a spiritual master and render service and inquiries. That's why the Upanishads say, Upanishad means upa, come close,